some of the biggest headlines in the medical community now are stolen by names such as Zika virus, Ebola. I'm sure you heard of. Now, as you laughed there. Why did you laugh?
Because when you say that word, it causes post-traumatic stress disorder for me. There was such panic around Ebola last year.
Yeah.
And it just caused massive operational headaches in the hospital.
Especially at the hospital. What was that atmosphere like during that time period?
It was very hard.
On the daily?
Staff that was very concerned about the acquisition of Ebola. We had patients that had flown over Africa.
Seriously?
And they're like, oh my God. I was like, they flew over. You can't get it that way. They're in an airplane, folks. Calm down. You know, there was just a lot of concern, enormous expenditure and personnel time to prep for it.
Mm-hmm. And now, if you could elaborate upon Zika virus for a little bit, what's your guys' take on that? I mean, for those of you at home who probably don't know the full story about it, like me, I know its title and I know it's very bad. But if you could go into a little more detail about what really it is.
I don't know. I don't know if really bad is the way I would describe it. It seems like it's something, at least from what I understand, that mostly affects pregnant women or their the fetus specifically.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
It's a neurological issue with that. So with development, as far as I'm aware, there's not much else that's going on. So I think there's a much ado about nothing when it comes to Zika.
Really?
Yeah.
And would you agree with that? I mean, especially leading into the Rio Olympics, I remember hearing like, oh, players aren't going to play for the national basketball team because they're afraid of anything they might get picked up. Is that kind of like an unnecessary headline, do you think?
I definitely agree with what Travis was talking about, about it's almost a buzz of something that's nothing really there.
Yeah.
I think people are making a big fuss out of almost nothing that's really as big, but it just caught on. The name caught on, so.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it has, the fear of it has outstripped the acute threat. It is certainly a serious problem if pregnant women get infected by it. And we are starting to learn that you can carry it for a fair period of time after exposure.
Okay.
So that there is a risk even to people not in the acute period. But there are other West Nile virus has been around in this country for a long time. Same class of viruses.
Really?
We have other viruses that are mosquito-borne. It will spread. It will cause infections. It'll cause flu-like syndromes. For most people, it won't cause any harm. But there is this fear and risk of, fetal development, as Travis mentioned.